Hello. In this and my next video blog, I want to explain how the way we think about the events in our life affects our ability to deal with challenges. This is especially true when things go wrong and life doesn't work out as we'd planned, hoped and expected. On such occasions, we risk thinking irrational thoughts. There are several of these, but all have one thing in common. Far from helping us cope with difficulties, they increase stress, undermine self-confidence and make it harder to cope in a positive and effective way. The first type of irrational thought is what I call all or nothing thinking. You think in this unhelpful way anytime you approach an important task for the first time by setting absolute goals for yourself. You might, for example, say to yourself, either I'll be a complete success at this or I'm going to see myself as a total failure. Now, my advice, and it may seem strange advice, is that if a job's worth doing, it's worth doing badly. Well, consider, the only way we ever get anywhere in life is by building on our mistakes. That's, for example, how as a child we learned the most basic lessons of life, how to walk, talk and make sense of the world around us. Watch toddlers constantly falling down, picking themselves up and getting on with the business of learning to walk. Listen to a child making endless mistakes of pronunciation and sentence construction when learning to talk, and never becoming discouraged or disheartened. They don't say, as do so many adults when faced with a setback, "Oh, I just can't do this, I'll never be able to do it, this is hopeless." Instead, they say to themselves, "I don't know how to do it yet, but I will soon find out how to do it." The second type of widely used irrational thinking is labelling. This is an extreme form of all or nothing thinking in which, after making a few mistakes or perhaps even a single error, a person labels him or herself as worthless, useless or incompetent. Once someone has pinned a negative label on their abilities, on their looks, on their personality or whatever, every challenge is likely to be approached with a sense of fear and the expectation of failure. It's also likely to lead to a third form of irrational thinking called filtering. In this, any positive features are filtered out and the focus is solely on setbacks or mistakes, with achievements either being ignored or dismissed as lucky flukes. These are just three of the many ways in which unhelpful thoughts can make it far harder to remain positive in the face of setbacks. But they're certainly not the only ways of irrational thinking which, as I said earlier, makes us stressed and anxious. In my next video blog, I'll explain what these other forms of irrational thought are and suggest ways of developing a more objective approach to both the successes and failures in our lives. Meanwhile, if you'd like to learn more about ways of dealing with irrational thinking, you might care to download my book 1 Minute Stress Management, which is available from this website. I'll see you soon.